Hello friends and welcome back. Let's start back with a Kmart haul. I know many of you like these, even some of my US viewers who unfortunately don't have many Kmart stores around. Here in Australia and New Zealand, Kmart has a huge loyal following, and I believe it's because of its affordable prices, and I believe it's also because it's available in suburban locations and also little towns like Yass, which I stopped briefly on our way home from our recent road trip up the east coast of Australia to the Gold Coast. And let me tell you, I was pleasantly surprised. Wait till the end after I finish the Kmart haul, where I will walk you through and give you my opinion on what I saw in Yass at the KHub. However, you're here for the Kmart haul, so let's get started. It's that time of year where many of us are evaluating those spaces in our homes and just aren't working. Our offices, our bedrooms, our ensuite in my case, where at the moment it just was unimpressive. I felt there were some items that had aged a little bit, that just didn't suit the space and the aesthetic that I was creating. So I took myself off to Kmart. Well, not really myself. I let my fingers do the walking and I basically sat back on my couch and did a click and collect order, which happened to be ready pretty much within 48 hours, which is phenomenal. If you're looking to refresh your home, then these items from Kmart might be the thing that you're looking for. Let me show you what I bought and how I used them. By the way, no unstained moments in this video. However, I felt these items have been underappreciated for how effective these items have been at freshening up the space. The first item is this laundry hamper. I had been looking for something suitable for my ensuite and I didn't want a statement piece. I wanted the ensuite to be somewhat minimalistic. I started 2024 with a mindset of streamlining my home and really culling the amount of stuff that I had. So this hamper appealed. It is a collapsible laundry hamper with removable liner and is, at the time this video is being filmed, $19. Of course, this hamper can be used not just for laundry. I think this would be great for also to store kids' toys, out of season clothes in a wardrobe, shoes, handbags. It's very versatile and easy to assemble. This hamper is collapsible too, so if you're not using it, you can easily store away in very little space until the next time you need it. It does have a weight capacity of 6 kilograms, so really can only be used for light items, not kitchen items or anything like that. It is 60 centimeters tall, 50 centimeters wide, and 30 centimeters deep, and it fits perfectly in the space that I have. And I liked it because I felt the color was very similar to my tiles and therefore would blend into the wall and not stand out like my previous stainless steel hamper does. The next item is a 5-liter modular bin with a built-in pedal, so you don't have to lift the lid to throw anything in it. My previous one had a manual lid, which I have no idea where it's disappeared to, and it was triggering me that I could see the rubbish in it all the time. So this little one here solves the problem with its built-in lid. It's a very slim line, only 30 centimeters tall, 14 centimeters wide, and 30 centimeters deep, so it doesn't take up as much space as the previous one, and being white, disappears, I feel, in the background. Or I could just place it next to the toilet, which I think I will, as it's only a few steps away from the vanities, so no real biggie. The next item are these flocked hanger clips. They come in a box of 20 for $5. These little flock clips are a great space-saving solution and can not only be used to hang your skirts, shorts and pants, but also accessories such as your scarves, for example, or strapless tops that tend to fall off regular hangers, and they free up drawer space for other things. In this haul are jars. If you saw my last videos during the Vlogmas series, then you'll know that I have been wrestling with loads of birds, parakeets, cockatoos. They've all been attacking my fruit trees way before I can get to the fruit. However, I did solve the problem by putting some netting over the fruit, which has enabled me to pick a ton of fruit, which I've dried, I have bottled, I have turned into jam, and I have just frozen so that later in the year when I want to make things like plum torte or an apricot upside down cake or anything like that, I've got fresh seasonal fruit from summer that I can use. Now, the jars that I bought from Kmart, and they were very well wrapped, I have been using for a little while. I did use these for some jam that I made earlier in the season, and I find that the 550ml jars are just the perfect size for jam. I used some of the smaller ones. I think they were the 300ml, but I find that those are just a little bit too small. They'd be ideal if you're, for example, making jam as a giveaway, as a gift, as a little sampler for friends and families. But if you want to use them at home and you just want the right size jar, then the 550ml jar is just perfect. And I found that the lids seal very well. And in order to counteract any possible events of the jam going off, I just store it in the fridge, in an outdoor bar fridge that I have in the garage, and I find that it works perfectly. These are the 3 preserving jars. They come in a set of 3. I can't remember how much they were, but I will list everything that I'm talking about in the description box below in case you want to go and have a look at them for yourself. But these are the jars that I've used to make apricot jam and plum jam, and I have some fruit left on the trees that I need to pick very soon, probably around about 3 to 4 kilos, and I've bought 9 of these, which I think will be sufficient for all the jam that I can make out of the 3 to 4 kilos of fruit that I have. Now, that's the end of the Kmart haul. However, let's sit back now and have a little chat about what I've been up to the last few weeks. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I've been traveling up the east coast of Australia with my husband and my youngest daughter, Charlotte. On our way up to the Gold Coast, we left Melbourne on the 3rd of January and returned on the 17th, I believe. So just under 2 weeks. We made our way through Benalla and Gundagai on our way to Sydney, spent a couple of nights in Sydney exploring all the sights of the beautiful city, and then made our way to Port Macquarie and spent a couple of nights there, and then made our way to the Gold Coast, where we spent 5 nights there visiting Warner Brothers, a movie world, and Currumbin Sanctuary, and a few other things. I will do a video coming up shortly as soon as I get organized with editing and get back to a routine, so look out for that. On our way back, we went back via Byron Bay, which I absolutely love. If I could just sell up in Melbourne and move anywhere in Australia, I think it would be Byron Bay. I love that area. The beaches, the water is just so warm. Anyway, it's my idea of heaven. We then went through Coffs Harbour and then back down by Newcastle, and then spent a night in Yass, where I was lucky enough to visit a Kmart Hub, or a KHub as they're called. And let me tell you, I was surprised. I hadn't visited a KHub before, and I don't know what I was expecting, maybe something old and run down with minimum stock. But I was pleasantly surprised to see loads of stock, and a great variety of stock too. Admittedly, not as big as suburban stores near me, but definitely more than what I had expected. It's January, and many of you are getting ready to send children back to school, and the KHub in Yass had a good display of all back-to-school items: stationery, lunch boxes, drink bottles, uniforms, pretty much anything you need to send your kids back off to school. The kitchen section had many basic items, but also many of the maison bowls with complimentary flies, serving platters and table decor items, glassware, and this cute cocktail accessories kit, which I was going to buy, but then felt guilty that if I can buy this closer to home at my local stores, I better leave what's on the shelves for those people in Yass that don't have the flexibility that I have. I liked the look of these green tea towels, and the variety of these was really good. Kitchen utensils were well stocked. I have this oil dispenser, and someone said in a previous video that in winter the oil thickens and it's not as effective in spraying the oil, but so far I haven't had any problems, so fingers crossed it won't thicken for me, and I love it. Electrical items are also readily available. Of course, not as much variety as suburban stores, but good enough to get access to the basics that anyone in a home needs. There's loads of pots and pans, glass storage. I love these food storage containers. They're fabulous for meal prepping. My eldest daughter Tiffany prepares her lunches in advance for the week and stores all her meals in the smaller containers, and they're great for that. They're leak-proof and easy to carry in a big tote bag for work. The storage aisles were pretty well covered. Kitchen and laundry was also well covered. The fashion aisles, though, were a little underwhelming, but they did have some great sales on some items that I haven't seen in my local stores in quite a while. And I guess as Kmart does ship very easily, I think many of us are now letting our fingers do the walking and just ordering online, because even though I live with many Kmart stores nearby, very often they don't stock what I'm looking for, and it's just easier to order online and do a click and collect. Anyway, I am so happy to be back and filming again. I've been missing you all and can't wait to hear back from you in the comments on what you've been up to. Have you been resetting various spaces in your homes? Have you been traveling, or have you stayed put and just enjoyed the relaxation and the quiet that this period brings? I hope wherever you are, you're having a fabulous day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.